it's okay for you to be on a different side than me. And that's something we must realize. That democracy is not where the majority lie. It's your opinion matters.
Let's just stand for what is right and do what is right and what is expected of us. Our voices can be heard without just harming or just causing havoc or just being rowdy.
Respect is an important part of advocacy.
Wow.
It's important. At the center of it, there has to be respect.
Clearly, you can't tear gas a Baddie. Imagine, dem kama mimi. Nimetokea alafu you're trying to tear gas me. Are you okay? Are you even fine? Conversations today are all about what's been happening on the streets. And as believers, we've been at the center, at the forefront, at the top of the mountain about this. Welcome. This is a Beyond Church World's podcast. My name is Kerry Kagiri and I'm chilling with
Mr. Call mwenyewe, good to be here.
Mr. Call was streets. Hey, and baby girl.
Mariah.
It's so good to be with you guys in person.
Yeah.
Always a great fellowship, you know.
Absolutely.
And for you who's watching, thank you for sharing our videos continually and for engaging with us. Today, let's first start by highlighting those things that we saw on the streets that were just like, what? Maria, gani ndio ilikushtua ukasema yani mtu alinunua manila paper
Akaandika.
yeah.
I think ilini excite. Walisema Zakayo shuka ama tukate mti.
I never saw.
So there's no two way.
Right.
Shuka ama
Mti
The
ukate.
generation of the brave. Pastor Precious. Wewe ulikuwa hapo physically. Unaona nini mpaka ukastop kushanga?
It's so bad, even the introverts are here.
Imagine, it's so bad. The introverts came out.
Those things were hilarious.
I
at some
saw
point.
a young guy and he was like, Mimi ni last born, hawezi ni Teargas.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? You know,
I
right?
think the other one, let
Yeah.
me just say, the
Right.
one that caught my attention as well was where Phil, the director, came with a
yeah,
placards.
That
Yani
was
hajamaliza divorce.
I'm on my second divorce.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe that was
That
good.
really stood out. But like,
I feel
well,
like giving guys context because
Yeah.
you know guys on this channel they're so saved.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
let's add to our walkish up. So unfortunately,
Yeah.
not our greatest wish, but this was like one of the biggest heartbreaks in the entertainment industry in terms
Yeah.
of people who create content and film. So film director was married to Catherine,
yeah.
who is also called Kate actress, and that ended.
Yeah.
Just this year, at some point, we just saw this, you know, falling apart. Maybe it ended earlier. We never know.
Yeah.
And then
Before he healed.
before he heals, the
There comes-
nation
yeah.
is going.
Give me to another one.
So I met a couple of Gen Z moms, and I
Okay.
just had to shout them out. So they had this, and they're just walking, holding it faithfully. We are Gen Z moms, and we're here, and
Yeah.
that was so
Yeah.
profound for
Yeah.
me to see.
Interesting.
Yeah, but even as we talk about this, I thank God that we can laugh and just have a moment to think about it
Yeah.
because this was not a joke. I realized that mimi sina allergy ya tear gas. First of all, like I was so shocked. Nilikuwa tunasikia kakitu ni kama unajua kakitungu. Alafu kanaisha.
Kana, yeah.
Just based on my
Yeah.
primary school of being in Nairobi primary and the tear gas that used to be there. But I'm just grateful because that day it was not funny. By
Yeah.
like 4 p.m., you're trying to find means to remove, you know, get guys out of town
Yeah.
because, you know, we got some very strict warnings. And then here comes, and I even forgot to wish one of my best friend's son a happy birthday, and I don't think she's happy. So let me just pause at this moment of
Yeah.
this video and say, Jeremy, I know your birthday was on the 25th of June, but pia wewe unaelewa.
A lot was happening.
Tata was fighting for your future. I was fighting. Anyway, so let me not make it about Jeremy.
Yeah.
But happy birthday, baby. I love you. I love you. I love you. But you guys understand that
Yeah.
it wasn't funny. Like, there was nothing to laugh about.
Yes.
There was nothing to laugh about because the amount of aggression that the police showed, and they can see these are regular people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was not funny. Pastor Precious, you came out as well, and I saw you just right in the middle of some wars. What was that like for you?
Well, it was an interesting space to be. I think this is the first time I have actively taken part in a demo. And I went there really in my own personal capacity for 2 reasons. I
Hapo
also,
naongeza, my views do not reflect the views of Christ is Answer Ministries. This
She
is
said for personal reasons, because I think I always feel pain every time I see my pay slip. And the much that I lose, well, not lose, give to the government, and the fact that there is very little to show for it in terms of where it goes and what it does. And it's amazing that you don't even think about it until someone takes the step of going to the street. Then you realize, by the way, this is actually a pain.
yeah.
You know, and that's one of the reasons I went. But secondly, I pastor the people that were on the streets.
Right.
Those are my congregants.
Right.
And I just felt it right and appropriate to be with them.
Me, by
I've
the
been taught-
Pastor Precious, I would have judged you.
If I didn't show up.
Me, I'm not even joking. I would have just be like, this guy is a hoax. Because
Why?
the pinch is on us right now.
Yeah,
Our
it's
parents,
true.
they life was not as difficult.
Yeah.
Like even right now, you can just tell.
Mm.
Life was not as. I remember like Kitambo, if you had like 1,000 bob, the amount of things you could not even Kitambo.
true,
Let's
yeah.
talk
Just
about
the other
even
day.
juicy.
Yeah.
And now it's nothing. Even fuel. Out of we
Wow.
get a 10 liters of fuel.
Mm.
What?
Crazy.
So I'm not gonna play, and I'm glad you weren't playing.
Yes.
But as we talk about Mandamano, we want to hear your thoughts. What was this like for you? Because this is a revolution, and the best part is that nations and countries are taking up the burden for us as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I'm seeing white people just saying, we don't like the president of Kenya, and he is just, and they're not Kenyans, like Ni Wazungu. And I'm like, thanks, guys. Like, solidarity forever.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Maria, what does it feel like to live in this era? Because, you know, this is what we're living in.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
living in a time
Yeah.
when young people can say, no, it's a no for me. And immediately, you know, have a huge response
Yeah.
from the president of the republic. Tell me how it feels like to just live in this time.
First of all, I think gone are the days where we were cards, gone are the days where people could read things for us or people could think for us. This kind of generation, even the Gen Zs, the millennials, we are aware. We are aware of the country, we are aware of things that are happening, and we're the ones who are earning. Kitambo, when we were growing up, of course, we didn't understand how much our parents were earning, but they could provide for us. Now it's the time that you are starting to earn, ndio sasa ulipe zako na pia uweke mzazi kiasi, you know. But you can't find that. All that goes to taxes, all that goes to that. And I was happy. I was also on the street one day. I am that kabib. So I was just there looking around and I'm thinking, these are even young people younger than me.
Yes.
And they're aware and they're getting out and they're courageous and they are not fearful. So I am happy that at this point that I am in, or in the space that we are in, that we are getting out of our hand, of our comfort zones where our parents could fight for us. We are also fighting. We've taken the mantle by our hands and saying, we are tired. We just want to get into this space of working or fighting for what is right for us. And getting out there meant that we fear, we are over fear. We are not fearing anymore.
Right.
And of course, people came out with substantial information. When people are being interviewed, you could hear someone who is young, but they're speaking something of good measure, of something that is important. Yeah. So I think we are aware. As
Absolutely.
At now. Yeah.
I have my t-shirt on and I'm gonna be having it for some time. Peaceful, not silent. But we've had so many goons come to the street, Pastor Precious, man.
Yeah.
People who are coming to just spoil what we're trying to do. Such a good thing.
Yeah.
What's up with that? You know, like at some point it's even spiritual. Like yes, wamelipwa na maybe politicians or stuff like that. But yani, they've just trying to water down what
Yeah.
we've been trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's unfortunate. It's amazing that every good initiative sometimes gets hijacked in the process. And I think that only goes ahead to show how effective this was. Because you don't fight something that's not effective.
Come on.
So if it's someone fighting it from within government,
Yeah.
because we don't know,
Yes.
if it is, it's only they show that, by the way, this did send some shockwaves
Yeah.
somewhere. But also it could be some people just taking advantage to tarnish the great progress that the young people have made this far. Because if you remember the first time this protest happened, there was not even a single stone that was thrown. No single glass was broken.
Right, yeah.
It was just good vibes out there.
Yeah.
Guys just going around making the message hard. And I think a lot of people are still not thinking that's going anywhere until you kept on seeing the numbers and the traction.
Right.
And so we condemn in the strongest terms possible people that infiltrate such a noble task, such a noble initiative.
Break into shops of
And
people
break
who
into
are
shop.
already struggling.
Man, that's demonic.
There's this I watched Reverend, is he Reverend? I don't know the right title, please forgive me, but Tony Kiama on Hope.
No, it's Bishop.
Bishop
Yes.
of RGC.
Yes.
Hey, hey, hi, bruv. And I watched him on Hope FM. I also watched you on Hope FM. That was really
Good
nice.
stuff. Thank you.
With Caris, and he talked about the curse that these people who can steal from other people who are already oppressed.
Yeah.
He's talking about even the curse that is upon the thieves in office and in government. For you, it's like times 2.
Yes.
Because these people are going out there already oppressed, already frustrated, and then now you go. They've shut down their shops in solidarity of what's happening, and then you go break in and steal goods.
It's abominable.
So it's like we are fighting ourselves, we are
Yes.
fighting the system, we are fighting within each other. Like, it's just such a mess. Maria, do you have something to put into that? Because I'm hella pissed off, and I'm just like, bado tunafaa kukasirika. Tukikasirika tukipata mwizi mmoja,
Anyoroshwe vizuri.
mimi si uongo, namweka bari. Na unaona hii side namweka tu
Oh, wow.
tish.
Yeah, no, it's not
Maria,
good.
I will say,
Yeah.
But it
I accept
happens.
violence.
Yeah.
It happened while we were demonstrating, I think on that Tuesday. There is someone who snatched someone's phone. Wacha nikwambie.
Alidandiwa.
Hey. And the people were like, we cannot be fighting thieves.
And you're here
And
thieving.
here you are,
Yes.
still want to steal from one of us.
No.
You'll have to return it.
I love it.
I don't know
That's
where
the
he
spirit.
threw with the phone or what he did, but he had to go and get the phone and return. But before arudishe hiyo simu,
Alikuwa
alikuwa
amepigwa.
amewekwa.
Me, I only
Proper.
supported people who stole horses.
Okay.
Well, stealing is stealing.
Oh, sorry, but sorry. I don't support any form of stealing.
I was going to add to that and say, especially to all the young people, let's not be and behave like those we are calling out. Let's not do the things that are actually causing us to go to the streets. Whether on a small scale, if you're employed somewhere, you do your honest work.
Right.
Let's not do what they have done. In any case, and by the way, and if there is an old politician somewhere who's paying you to go and cause havoc,
Kula pesa,
possibly, yes.
usi cause havoc.
He possibly will be here in Kenya for a shorter time than you will. You need Kenya much more than he does. So don't allow yourself to destroy the land that you'll need more than this person who's paying you. Maybe
I
they
love
just
it.
have 10
Wow.
years, 5
I
or
love it.
less. But here we have, you don't just have the future to yourself, your children, and those that will come after you will need this land. So let's fight for it the right way.
I want to close this one because we have so much to talk about in the next coming episodes, and just slightly touch on the aspect of how people have behaved and the digital footprint that they've
Yeah.
put out there. Forgetting that in the future, your stand or how you behaved
Yeah.
or who you insulted, including people who called me umbwa, please watch that on our other video, how that will affect you in the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very key. But also lastly, to say, and this is my opinion, I want to know what Maria's opinion is and Mr. Call's opinion. It's okay for you to be on a different side than me. And that's something we must realize. That
Yeah.
democracy is not where the majority lie. It's your opinion matters. And that you have a chance to present an opinion. And just because you're a yes person, I'm a no person, I should not steal that right for you. I should just make my voice louder or amplify or do whatever I need to do for my voice to be heard.
Absolutely.
For me, I was definitely no, reject the finance bill. I thank God that worked out. I'm a person who wants to keep the government accountable for every single thing that we
Yeah.
need and everything that's in the constitution that's constitutionally written down that we have a right to X, Y, and Z. Those ones I'm putting on. A right to education, a right to food, a right to clean water. Just the bare minimums that we're not even getting to right now. A right to free speech and many other things that I will continue to highlight. But I want that thing for me saying no and you saying yes, it's okay.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
don't, that's being taken away from people by people who want to
Shouldn't be.
salimia others, shame, name and
Bullies.
shame, bully children. I mean,
Not good
Yeah.
at all.
yeah,
Yeah,
so just
yeah.
give your sentiments on that as we close this video. And I just want to say, Viva! When we lose our fear, they lose their power. Bado mapambano.
And you're any activist.
I strongly believe we are all here for one cause and one major cause. To reject the finance bill, to reject things that are not working in accordance to even what we get as mwananchi wa kawaida. But I also feel sometimes people really get out of their way to do those things and harm others because of luck. Someone anaona, this is an opportunity for me to get this unga, like the way they stormed into supermarkets and stuff, got the ungas and the scaries and all that. But right now, their faces have been put in public, and of course, the DCI, they are looking for them. Now, watapatikana too, maybe it's lack of knowledge, or even thereafter, what happens? You've stolen from this person, they're starting from scratch. I don't pity, sorry, but I don't pity the people, the MPs who said yes, and then their things was, I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for you. If your places were done whatever they were done, I'm sorry, but I don't feel pity for you. But for everyone who went out there, let's go for a good cause. Let's not just go do bad because people are doing bad. Let's not be in the midst of people who are doing good and then we're the ones who are doing bad. Let's just stand for what is right and do what is right and what is expected of us. Our voices can be heard without just harming or just causing havoc or just being rowdy. It can be heard.
I love it.
Thanks. I think for me it would be to say that respect is an important part of advocacy.
Wow.
It's important. At the center of it, there has to be respect. And so it's unfortunate that some of us decided to be vulgar on people we disagreed on. That shouldn't be the case. But also, now that we live in this internet age, it's also good to remember the internet never forgets.
Come on.
And so there has to be a part of you that's responsible enough to know that what you say, what you write, what you post, somehow it will come back and bite you real bad. So in this era where everybody has a smartphone, utashikwa tu,
Yeah.
and receipts zitatoka tu on that day when you'll be going for that major interview, your dream job, and then forbid it that one careless word that you said because you just couldn't be disciplined enough to know that at this point I don't need to speak.
Right.
I can allow my friends to disagree respectfully,
Yeah.
Right.
and that becomes the very thing that costs you of your opportunities.
I love it.
So let's be disciplined, let's be respectful.
Please comment on this video, share, like it, tell us what you think. And thank you so much for watching. This is Beyond the Church Walls podcast. We out here, and we want to say adios. See you in the next one.
Thank you.